If they were used on roads, they'd have been banned long ago. Ship engines are some of the world's biggest environmental polluters. Their fuel is a mixture of diesel oil and heavy fuel oil, dirty residues from refineries. A cruise ship burning this substance emits huge amounts of CO2 and fine particles. But a major European research project is aiming to change that.
The southern Greek port of Elefsis is the headquarters of Hercules, a huge research project funded by the European Union. It's here that marine engineer Nikolaos Kirtatos coordinates the work to design a cleaner and more efficient ship engine. By 2020, it should be ready to propel Europe's massive cargo ships.
Now, these engines which are put on a boat like that are indeed what is the best available technology today. But we try to go beyond that into the next generation of engines.
The project involves scientists and engineers from 10 countries and 40 organizations. Among the collaborating institutions are universities and shipping companies. Together, they hope to improve ship diesel engines by reducing their emissions. Currently, ships' motors produce huge amounts of CO2 and pollutants because they burn large amounts of poor quality fuel.
The higher the oil prices go, the more interesting would be to have technologies which improve the efficiency. And this is a general rule. If the oil prices are down, nobody cares about efficiency improvement. But it's not only the price of what you're burning, is what comes out as a result of the burning of fuel.
That's why major engine manufacturers are also involved in the Hercules project. One of them maintains a research center in Winterthur, Switzerland. The engineers here have an ambitious goal. They want to design a ship's engine that emits no more than a truck motor does. After all, as much as 2% of the world's CO2 emissions comes from shipping. A special research engine gives the scientists a chance to test their ideas. The giant motor weighing 200 tons took an entire year to assemble. On this apparatus, a host of technical improvements can be tested, such as optimized fuel injection systems or exhaust gas treatment units. Such elaborate tests would be impossible to carry out on ships.
Obviously, we have far more possibilities for performing tests here. We have special rigs on our engine. These are things that we can't set up on a ship.
The pride of the lab is a separate combustion chamber equipped with windows and cameras. Here, the engineers can observe what happens when the fuel is injected and watch it as it burns. It's a pressing issue because a large ship waiting in port for 1 hour with its engine running emits as much particulate matter as tens of thousands of cars. As it burns heavy fuel oil, it produces exhaust fumes containing a mixture of CO2, sulfur oxides, and nitrogen oxides. To reduce these emissions, the EU has invested over 25 million euros for the development of a cleaner engine. Sometimes, tiny adjustments can make a huge difference to the combustion process in the engine. It's a seemingly never-ending series of alterations and tests.
3, 2, 1, los.
And each test brings the engineers a little closer to their goal of making the most eco-friendly engine possible.
The combustion chamber gives us an opportunity to test novel components. And more it enables us to study the influence of different fuels, such as biofuels or other alternative fuels. It's a reference experiment which will help us to better understand the combustion process and to improve it.
In its efforts to make the ship of the future eco-friendly, the Hercules project has taken on a task of truly heroic proportions.
Yes, we need those clean engines, but maybe they're just a step on the way to a future when ships will cross the oceans entirely without fossil fuels. That's all we have time for today. Join us again next week on Tomorrow Today for more from the world of science and technology. From all of us here in Berlin, take care and goodbye.